Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, I apologize in advance for the raspy voice. I was actually asleep. I took a nice good nap today. I really needed it. I got a really crazy download yesterday. And then today, while I was asleep, I had this really odd dream. I'm not even gonna lie. Energetically, it took a lot out of me. It made me so thirsty. Okay. But if this is your first time listening, then I would like to say hello and just inform you on some of the topics we cover here. We talk about spirituality, science, psychology, astrology, religion, as well as social events, okay? So we like to just make sure that after the discussion, no matter what it is, it can be related back to spirituality, right? Because this is a topic that covers spiritual warfare. This is a podcast, right? That's just what we do, okay? This week we went back into the periodic table. We were actually supposed to cover nickel. Let me just say we stopped at nickel, okay? Every now and again the creator will come in and say like, okay, I want you to talk about something. Put that on pause for a minute. It's really funny because people who are trying to work on me, for some reason, they think that they are the ones stopping me from talking about the periodic table. That was a revelation the creator gave to me weeks ago, that they think that they're stopping me from discussing certain topics, okay? Moving forward. Now, I just have a few points to cover today because the creator wanted me to make sure we put this out there, okay? Sometimes things that we have already covered will come up again depending on the topic, just to make a point or just to simply say, we talked about this, we don't have to really get into it, but just like I said, to kind of make a point to what the overall discussion is, okay? Now, being as though we are in the last few days of the month leading up to a new year, it's really important that you do a fast. If you don't do it like consecutively, it's still important to do at least 5 days, okay? Whatever you consider to be a fast, it doesn't matter, okay? Whether you're doing an Islamic fast, one of the fasts out of the Bible, an intermediate, a wet, a dry, it doesn't matter, okay? The key to this fasting, because a lot of people believe that fasting is just saying, okay, I'm going to go this set amount of time without eating, right? You have to replace that hunger with some sort of word from the creator, some sort of time, energy, and effort from the creator, okay? Not eating is just starving yourself. You have to replace that lack of food or lack of nutrients with some sort of replacement with the creator. So if you're going to be praying, if you're going to be reading sacred texts, if you're going to be meditating, it doesn't matter, okay? You need to use that time that you would be eating to build your spirit up, to make a connection with the creator as well as the spirit world, okay? I'm not suggesting or encouraging anyone to reach out to their ancestors. We had this conversation. They're en route. They're actually in some sort of bubble, like not the spirit world, not earthbound yet, but they're on their way, okay? They're going to be coming back as our children, as our co-workers, as our business partners, as our extended soul family. We're going to encounter, yes, our ancestors, not our angels, not our guides, our ancestors, those that are related to us through blood, those that are connected to us through blood, those that we share an assignment with as far as our genetics are concerned. Okay? So we don't have to call on the ancestors. We don't have to set up the altars. They're coming. They're en route. Some of them are already here. If you've just recently had children, if you're currently pregnant, if you are shedding some old facet of your life where you are now being led into a major ascension, okay? You've already begun encountering them, okay? Next, there is a bug going around, a serious bug. This is another one of the reasons for this fast, okay? At first, I thought the Creator was just calling me to fast, right? But no, He wanted me to tell everyone, you need to absolutely, positively do a fast. And He wants it to be 5 days coming into the new year, okay? 2024. Yes, it is the year of money. Why do we say that? The number 8 is money. If you add up the numbers in the year, it adds up to 8. However, there are going to be a lot of people being attacked electronically if they have run or come into or just have access to large amounts of money. Not only because of this collapse of the dollar, we've had that discussion. You have to go back. I think we talked about that about 2 months ago or so, maybe a little more. But around like the 2-month mark, we had the discussion. Actually, we had a 2-segment conversation about this money situation. Okay, I don't want to get too deep into it, but the Creator wanted to bring it back up because you need to use some of those resources for things that are going to be life sustaining. Okay, so your water, your detergents, your baking soda, aluminum foil, different canned goods. Invest in some seeds and some soils and containers and some knowledge. If you want, I'm going to post some of my information from a PowerPoint that I put together for seeds, okay? You don't have to look at my information. You can, of course, always do your own research, but for those of you who don't have the time or you just don't really feel like it, I have a really detailed chart for people who live in this North Jersey region for how to cultivate some seeds, okay? This year that we're coming into is a rise of an attack, okay? There's a great deal of warfare coming to people who have access to resources. These resources are not just financial. If you are energetically rich, if you have any type of spiritual gifts that you are using for the Creator, for the greater good of people, if you have been anointed, okay, to use said gifts, okay, because there's a difference between being spiritually gifted and being anointed to use those gifts. Sometimes God will just give you gifts because He wants you to know who He is. If you're anointed, it's because He wants you to use those gifts to help people, okay? There is a major attack on people of God coming. And it's going to start around Christmas. It's going to start just before the new year, specifically to distract you, not only from your fast, not only from your plans, but from God. You really, really need to pay attention to the things that you allow in your ear gates. You even need to start throwing away clothing that are vibrating below that 50, 60 hertz frequency, okay? So like anything that is basically not wood, wool, not cotton, just those frequencies that are below 50 and 60, you need to remove them. This includes clothing. We talked about that. You can easily Google fabrics that are, not high in vibration, okay? Easy, fine. Okay? This will assist with keeping your vibration raised, and it'll also assist with you channeling. If you are wearing cotton, wool, things that will allow you to stay in a higher frequency, it'll open your channels up and clean them a little more, okay? If you are looking to open a business where you're going to be using your gifts, check in with the creator and make sure he wants you to accept payment from people. If people are going to donate and give charity and give you tips or something, that's one thing. Set prices for your gifts that are supposed to be you assisting people goes against the laws and the rules. And because I was going to say the spiritual order, but it goes against the laws of the spiritual world as well as the laws of this physical 3D plane that we're in. Unless the creator has directly communicated to you that he wants you to use your gifts for financial gain, I would suggest that you do not charge people. It doesn't matter what you're doing, okay? Again, if people want to offer, that is totally different from you saying, in order for me to provide this service, you need to give me such and such amount of dollars. If someone wants to trade something with you, that is different. If they want to gift you something, that is also different, okay? The diets. Start preparing of a force of your diet to be changed. We're going to lose access to a lot of food. By the time March or April comes, by the end of May, it's going to be truly different. But March and April, depending on where you are geographically, your palate is going to go through a force of a change, simply because we're not going to have a lot of food. A lot of businesses are going to be closing because it's going to be way too expensive, mark my word, to even afford certain foods. So this hunt for people to literally eat them is going to begin. People going missing is going to become very common. So I would encourage you to start getting into combat, physical and spiritual combat practice, okay? This is very important. If you are vibrating on a certain frequency, you already know, then you would be receiving divine instruction from the creator on how to maneuver, where to go, who not to be around, what not to consume. Okay? And before we go, I just wanted to make sure you guys understand that you can always do your own research. You can always check in with the creator on your own. You do not have to take my word for it. I would actually suggest that you be mindful of the spiritual advice that you take from people, including myself, okay? Check in with the creator, build your relationship. Make sure you are taking heed from God and not man, okay? Be confident in what it is you receive. Believe that God is assisting you, and make sure that it's not some craziness from the enemy, okay? But I'm going to end it here. I do love you guys. I hope y'all are drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's free. Love y'all. Peace.